Then after this museum, we went to see another shamanka, and we had to collect water first, to the big bottles, like 1 liter or 1.5 liter. And we had to take this water specific way, not water coming into, but backwards. So it was not easy to take water. So we spent some time, we were all wet. Some people went to change clothes and boots. So we came to this shamanka quite late. And she was busy giving healing sessions to some other people. So we've been sitting in her yard on the sun, boring, quite boring, waiting. And this British girl went first. And she recognized that she's potential shamanka. She gave her task to go to the White Mountain, which is a sacred mountain near her house, and find 7 white stones or something like this. I went with her to help. She found the stones and she came back. And she made something for her. I didn't know because I was not in her aisle at this moment. I was sitting with the group and with this Israeli man who was more and more disappointed because he thought that he missed that shamanka, and probably he will miss this shamanka also because the time was going late. And then she came out of her aisle and said, she organized the line how she will work with people, and she said, I will talk with this, with this, with this, and with this man, the last one. So he immediately recognized that it is the meeting which he was informed before coming. His mood really went up. And I stayed with him to interpret, and the group went with another guide to the camp. And when we came to Ail, she first began to work with me, but at that moment probably she was already concentrated on him. So she looked at my water very briefly, and the process is that she looked to the bottle of the water, moving it and saying something to you, what she sees there about yourself. So it was almost nothing interesting what she told me. But then she began to work with him, and for this session she prepared. She put her shamanic outfit. And she could not talk directly to him, so she was sitting, looking to the wall at her special attributes. And her husband or boyfriend was sitting, looking at us, and she was speaking Altay language, and he was translating into Russian, and I was translating into English to Israeli man who was speaking Hebrew. But my impression was that they were speaking the same language because they were understanding each other from one word. And they found out that they are shamans more or less at the same level, working at the same goal and having the same mission, to save the earth, to save the planet Earth. And they were working in different places. He was working in Israel, she was working in Altay, but their mission was much bigger than only work for their region or for their country. Their work was to work for whole planet and to save it. And they worked on the energies of the earth and universe, and this language of hurricanes and tsunamis and earthquakes and eruptions and all of this. And what they can do, they can predict what can happen when and where. Not exactly the place, not exactly the time, but they could feel it and help to make it smooth. Concentrating energy and doing something. Of course, I can't explain how they do it and what exactly they do, but they understood each other quite well. And she was telling to him some very, very specific details about himself, what he has to do, what will happen to him when he comes home. And it was fascinating because he could actually see and understand what she's talking about. And then at the end of the session, or after the session, she said that she and her husband helped him to go up at 2 levels up in his, I don't know how to say,
shamanic ability.
Probably, or stage of development or something, because he was in the process of learning, I believe, and even not learning, but studying officially. He was studying healing in Israel. And they both were happy, actually, meeting each other, and they decided to help each other and to work together and keep in touch. But because she didn't have telephone or computer, email, so the only communication could be on a mental level. Actually, after that, we became friends with this shamanka, and I began to bring guests to see her every summer. And they were different people, so we had every year different experience with Masha.